All right, I just wanted to go on a little bit of a rant about this. Earlier, I was, as usual, just scrolling on the YouTube to see, like, the news and what's happening around the world, right? And a couple of videos crossed my feed about, in Australia, they have like a new mandate that they're working on where they're gonna make it to where everybody under 16 can't use social media apps such as, Instagram, Facebook, um, Twitter, you know, the list could go on and on. There's so many damn social media apps out here. You can't even count them. There's so many of them, man. So I thought that it would be reasonable to go on a little bit of a rant about this, considering the fact that I myself, being part of Generation Z, I grew up with, social media and, access to this stuff growing up, right? So, when I first heard this, I was like, yeah, that's total bullshit right there. First of all, that makes no logical sense. All these zombies in the comment section, because I clicked on the comments to see what other people in Australia are saying. You could tell all these people, a bunch of, brainwashed zombies, like, oh, this is, such a good thing, a step in the right direction, or, stuff like that, just pure garbage. So I just thought, you know, first of all, I want to point out the fact, how is it that you're going to ban like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, um, TikTok from under 16s if literally if you go on the App Store, like I don't know what they use in Australia, like Google Play Store, the App Store, whatever they use over there, right? If you go on there and you before you download an app, it will tell you like who it's for, right? Like some apps are like 18 plus, but here's the kicker, though. Here's the kick in the balls: is these apps that they want to ban for under 16? They literally tell you it. They're for 13 plus. Like Facebook's 13 plus, Instagram is, Twitter is, and so on and so forth. All you have to do is literally go on the terms of service, and it will literally even show you when you go to download these apps. It will tell you, this is designed for such and such, 13 plus, or some things are like 10 plus, right? It just depends. But the point is, it's like, wait a second, what? How are you going to tell under 16s that they can't use these apps when even the very developers of these apps literally state that people under 16 are allowed to use them? They're intended for them to use. Such as Facebook is like one of the, the top ones. Bear for me a second. All right, my bad. But yeah, back to what I was saying. It's like even the developers of these apps literally state that they're intended for use of people under 16. So by what form of logic can you sit there and say, well, we're just gonna, ban it for everybody under an arbitrary number? If even the apps that these people are using that you want to ban them off of, they literally state that they're for them. So I mean, it's like just going off of that one factor alone, it shows that this is pure bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's remarkable to me. But again, it is what it is. A good verse that comes to mind is Psalms 94, verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, those who frame mischief by a law? Yeah, this is mischief right here. This is mischief. Hell, I can't pronounce the word. Look it up. Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, they who cause mischief by law? Nearly paraphrasing it. Right, so this is mischief by a law right here, right? I'll tell you something, man. A lot of kids are not going to be happy over there when they find out they're not allowed on social media anymore, because now they're going to lose contact with their friends, or some of them might even be online celebrities and might have a few thousand subs, some of them even a few 100,000, believe that or not. So what are they gonna do? Lose all that, and you expect that to just be okay, all fine and dandy? They're it's okay. I'll wait till I'm 16. It's like nah, that's not gonna go over very well. Like anybody remember over here in the states, like literally maybe 7, 8 months ago, they were talking about banning TikTok because it's a threat to national security. It's like, first of all, how the hell can TikTok be a threat to national security? And first of all, what the hell are the Chinese going to find on there anyway that's such a threat to the United States? What are they going to find? Damn, pie videos, cat videos, dancing videos, among all the other prank videos and all the other shit that's on there. How the hell is that really a threat to national security? Like literally 95% of the content on there is just random bullshit that people do on their day-to-day life or pranks and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's only like what 5% that are like educational. Shit, YouTube has more educational things than TikTok does. So should by that same line of logic, shouldn't we ban YouTube then? Because you can use YouTube in China. Matter of fact, I even had a person leave a comment on one of my videos from Wuhan, China, which that should sound very familiar for everything that's been going on the past 4 years since 2020. I had somebody contact me from Wuhan, China. So see, YouTube's in China. So by logic, if you're going to ban TikTok, doesn't that mean you got to ban YouTube as well in the United States? Because the Chinese can get information off YouTube. Like I don't get I don't get this. I just don't get it. How is TikTok more of a threat compared to YouTube? That logically doesn't make any sense. And somebody could say, well, the Chinese don't own YouTube, but they own TikTok. Doesn't matter. You can still get the information by using the app. And again, my point proven even further. Even if the Chinese own TikTok, 95% of the stuff on there is just garbage. So what are they going to do? Cycle through all that garbage and find like the 5% that's just educational and is basically the shit that everybody knows already to some degree or another? Like again, I just don't get that. I think these guys just had to pull something out of their ass to try to, get the ban, pushed abroad. You know what I'm saying? They just had to like make an excuse up out of their rear end, and that's basically all they did, right? That's basically all they did, man. Again, it really pissing me off because it's like it's so unbelievable. And I forgot to mention when I was talking about it not going over well in Australia about this ban. I forgot to mention when I brought up TikTok, you even have kids out there that say they're going to cause self harm if they get rid of TikTok. I'm serious. Look it up. This is known information. Kids out there saying they're threatening and saying if you guys get rid of TikTok, something bad's going to happen. Hey, their words, not my words. That's what they said. So again, if they're upset over here about TikTok and the possible coming ban, but what the hell is going to happen when you take their social media away from them in Australia then? Isn't that going to have even more dire consequences over there? Or just as bad? Like I think these factors are not being taken into consideration. And again, me as a person who grew up in the I was born in the early 2000s, right? So I grew up with social media and access to the internet. Hell, I would tell you, well, shit, I know more people on the internet than I've met in real life, right? I have more friends that I met by way of the internet and social media than I met in like real, person to person conversation out on the street or in school or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, the internet's not all some bad thing or some boogeyman or whatever. Sure, there's bad things on the internet, but that doesn't mean that everything is all bad. It's like first of all, like I remember being in elementary school and then literally letting us go on the internet to use certain apps. So again, if everything was just all terrible on there, they wouldn't let us use that in like second grade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be fair, of course, they put some certain blockers on there so you can't go on certain things, of course. But, the point of the matter is it's just pure oppression to restrict a group of people from access to certain things on the internet. That's a clear um, violation of just human rights in general. It's like, first of all, who the hell are you to tell me that I can't use a certain app until I'm an arbitrary number? Like, who the hell are you again? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember you creating me in some lab or anything like that. So, me as a free man that was created by God, how the hell do you, an average, knucklehead out here, a man just like me, how the hell do you have a right to tell me what I can and can't do? Which again, I would consider myself to be an anarchist, right? I don't believe in any form of governments whatsoever. I believe government is just a delusion, right? Government's a made up, manufactured belief to trick a very gullible and ignorant people, because they can't, first of all, like, say, for instance, right? They'll say, well, you have the right for this or right for that in America. Well, first of all, who the hell gave them the right to tell me that I have that right? Aren't they just regular humans like you and me? So how the hell do they have the morality and the authority to tell us what our rights are Who the hell gave them that power to decide what rights are in general and who gets them and who doesn't? Like, I don't understand that because it's just a religion, it's a religious belief. So everybody out here, like I'll give an example, right? Like American hillbillies out here, like, oh, you'll have to kill me to take my guns, right? Over my cold dead corpse, you'll take my guns. But then if the government says, well, now it's illegal to own these certain guns, they'll hand them over without hesitation, right? So it's so easy to shut these people up. So it's like these people out here, whenever they hear law, it's like some magical thing that they believe without question, right? Like the law is the law. Like, well, first of all, dummy, do you guys even know what the law is and how it's formed? Because all the law is, whether we're talking about Australia or the United States, it's just a bunch of rich, corrupt men who come together, write a couple scribbles on pieces of paper, and say, you have to do this or we'll send men to hurt you. That's what the law is. So everybody out here in America, they're so afraid of the Congress and these. First of all, these people in the Congress, right? What are these guys in their 60s? Most of them 70s, right? They don't even remember their damn granddaughter's first name. Haven't even seen their damn balls since the 70s over that damn pod belly they got. And these cats out here are scared of these clowns. Like, I mean, come on, give me a break. So y'all brave Americans are like so afraid of these 300 guys in Congress or whatever, and just obey whatever they tell you without hesitation. I mean, come on, y'all gotta grow some damn balls, man, and start seeing and realizing that the people in charge are liars and deceivers. And I don't want to go too far off topic here, but it's still related to the topic. Because again, if they can restrict what you can and can't do on the internet, then you can't say you're free then. You know what I find weird though? Like, here's a whole nother thing, right? Like, I've seen people get caught for doing certain things online. I think to myself, well, wait, how could they get caught doing certain things online if the authority was not spying on them? Which, by the way, they say they don't do, right? They say, well, we don't spy on what you do on the internet, right? It's free to use. We're not spying on what you do. But wait, if you're not spying on what people are doing on the internet, well, then how the hell are you catching these people doing certain things behind closed doors on the internet if you're not spying on them? And that is such a mind-blowing statement that America has never thought of before. And when I say that, I'm serious. Like, people out here take the government's word for it. Oh, they're not spying, right? It says it's, incognito mode or whatever, right? Like they have on YouTube the option if you've seen it, right? Like, oh, you can delete the history or whatever. It's like y'all do realize they're still spying on you, right? In fact, the if people are getting caught doing certain things on the internet, doesn't that mean that the quote unquote authorities are spying on people, which they literally claim they don't do? And y'all dumbasses out here still believe these clowns? I mean, come on. It's amazing to me. It's amazing how retarded some people are out in this country and really the whole world, man. And same thing in Australia. The people are gonna be believing that, like, hey, when you're 16, you can get a social media account. Well, why can't they get it when they're 15? Like, hey, not to burst your bubble, but over here in the United States, there's 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds that have hell by the thousands, by the millions, they have their accounts on social media. And they'll try to cherry pick like one out of a million instances where something bad happens, like some bullying or something. But again, that's like one out of a million, one out of 100,000 instances. And then they'll forget about the rest of the instances when it's just regular, talking back and forth, and without any problems. They'll completely brush it out under the rug and just focus on a couple issues that a few people had. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's very bizarre and pathetic, how these people think. I'll give another scripture for you, Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. It says, death unto them who decree unrighteous laws, that way grievousness which they have prescribed. And we paraphrase it, Isaiah 10, verse 1. Bible says, death to them who decree unrighteous laws. Hell, so this is the whole ban. That's an unrighteous law right there. That's what God has to say about that. To tell people that you can't use a social media app until you're an arbitrary number. That's oppression right there. That's not right. That's not a fair thing to do. So, and I don't want to make this too, drawn out of a video. I just wanted to go on a quick rant about this topic, and I'm gonna end it there.